What is up, YouTube's and Rahman? And I'm going to do a review and wrap up of the Texas Pro Men's Open Bodybuilding and Men's 212 Bodybuilding. Okay, and before we get into it, this is just a fan's analytical perspective, and I'm not pretending to know everything about bodybuilding. I know I'm crap and I don't compare with any of these people, so just don't try to cancel me, okay? So if any of you have seen my last video, which was the preview of the men's physique, classic physique bikini, and a preview of the men's open bodybuilding, you would know that I got all my predictions spot on, right? 1 to 5, all the guys where I predicted them, that's where they finished. And yeah, so I'm feeling good about myself because of that. So without any further ado, let's get into the review. And like I had predicted, Ian Valier, coming on the back of his win at the Tampa Pro, he went on and cleaned the floor basically, and won this show as well. I felt like he was the best bodybuilder on the stage, and the judges felt the same. He would have got some stiff competition from Steve Kuklo, but if you look at the pictures, or if you were following the show and watching the live stream, I mean, what I can see is that Steve obviously is a phenomenal bodybuilder, okay, top tier Olympian. And I think Ian has also rightfully made his mark on that top tier of open class bodybuilders with this victory, because I mean, Steve brought a great package, right? And he looked amazing. But I think overall, Ian's conditioning was a little bit better. Okay, he was peeled from head to toe, like his coach Patrick Tour said on Instagram, and it was pretty much a very good Ian that we saw on stage. Okay, and from what I see from the pictures, Steve obviously looks phenomenal, but I think his upper body is so well developed that his legs slightly seem to lack size in comparison to his upper body, and that was not the case with Ian. Okay, he does have some weaknesses, but I think his with his posing, he hides his weaknesses pretty well, which is what a good bodybuilder should be about, because your presentation needs to be spot on. Okay, and the way he poses, his physique looks very well balanced. Okay, he, like I said, seems to hide his weaknesses pretty well, and he doesn't really seem to have any weak body parts with the way that he poses. All right, so that's pretty great. And Ian supposedly his back is a weaker body part for him, but if you look at the back shots, I think he wins the rear double biceps, because um, even though people like Steve and Phil Klahar might have had a bigger back than him, but it's the details in his back which the other competitors are lacking, which is again trademark Patrick Tour. He seems to bring alive every sinew, every striation, every muscle fiber, and that was the case with Ian. And you could literally see every muscle fiber on his body, and that's why it's not even like it was a 1 point to victory. Okay, he was very much the clear winner if you look at the scorecards, and I think it was a well deserved win. Steve, like I said, he brought a great package, but rightfully in second place, he was the second best bodybuilder on the stage. So congratulations to Ian, and good job, Steve. It would be interesting to see if he does any shows before the Arnold Classic, which I believe he would be participating in. So that would be interesting to see. And Phil Klahar was third place. As I had predicted, if Ian or Steve would have been off, Phil might have crept into the top two, but that was not the case. And no knock on Phil. Okay, he's a great bodybuilder, but the other two were just better bodybuilders than him. Okay, they had more balance, more symmetry, more development and muscularity to their body, better conditioning. So it's not just about muscularity or conditioning or symmetry or balance. Okay, all those factors and variables need to be considered together, and considering all of these parameters, the guy who brings the best package to the stage is usually determined the winner. Okay, in fourth place, again, like I had predicted, Martin Fitzwater. Okay, I think he looked incredible. Like I had mentioned in my preview, he's just 22, 23 years of age, and he has a lot of dense muscle for his age and a pretty balanced physique and doesn't seem to have any missing body parts. His conditioning could have been better, but I'm sure he'll learn more about his body as he continues progressing into bodybuilding. And overall, he brought a package that was good enough to finish fourth. I think he looks great. Of course, he needs to add a little more size to his body, more muscle, and he needs more muscle density and maturity to be able to win shows. But I'm sure if he approaches the sport in the correct way and in a healthy way and keeps doing what he's been doing, over time he would be able to break into those top places at pro shows. Okay, so good job, Martin, and we look forward to seeing what you will bring to the table in the future. In fifth place was Hassan Mustafa, again, like I had predicted. I mean, Hassan, I think he has the most amount of muscle among these guys on stage, and he looks incredible. Okay, I mean his teardrops and quads are striated, but again, like I have said, when you look at him from the back, even though his there are details in his hamstrings, but I mean his glutes, they are never in. Okay, and Jose Raymond had made a good point on a review of the Tampa Pro, I believe it was, with muscular development, and he said that his quads are so dominant it would be hard for his glutes to gain any tension, any load on them while he exercises, because the quads would be taking all the load on his leg exercises like his squats and whatnot. So I mean, if that is the case, then Hassan, he really needs to do some dedicated exercises for better glute development. And I mean, he could follow a bikini or wellness glute routine. Okay, that would give him good glutes, because I think he has enough points that would get him to the Olympia stage. But if he wants to get a good placing there, he does need to have glutes, because you just can't miss a body part in today's day and age in bodybuilding. And I think if he does get that glute development in, he can finish maybe top 10, because he has a lot of muscle, and the conditioning is not so much of a problem. A lot of people believe that he's out of shape, but he's not really out of shape, because I mean everything is striated, including his quads and teardrops. But if he just targets those glutes and works on them dedicatedly, I think he can do pretty well for himself. Okay. Quickly touching on the 212 division, which was won by Egypt's Ahmad Wadani. I talked about this guy in my Chicago Pro preview, where he finished second to Keon, and he was the guy with the better conditioning. Their conditioning basically is lack of water and fat on the body, which is essential when you're on a bodybuilding stage. Okay, and his posing was off, and he knew that it was off at the Chicago Pro. All right, I think Keon won it because of his posing and presentation, and also because maybe overall he looked like a more complete bodybuilder. But in the judges' eyes, and in my opinion as well, there was no 212 bodybuilder better than Ahmad on stage at this show, and that is why he deservedly won. His posing also seems to be a lot more improved, and kudos to him for that good work. He doesn't really seem to have any body parts that are lagging behind, and also his posing, like I said, was much better. His conditioning was spot on, and he does look like the best bodybuilder among the 212s there. So congratulations to him, and he would be going to the Mr. Olympia, of course, to compete in the 212 division. All the best to him, and that's what his goal was. So yeah, good job. In second place was Austin Carr, who would have been a lot of people's favorite going into this show, and he did bring in a very good package. Okay, but I think there are some places he loses to Ahmad in. Like Ahmad's conditioning is a little bit better, and also Austin, he has a pretty great physique, but he does have some lagging body parts, particularly his chest and back, from what I can judge. And not saying that his chest or back is bad, but the other body parts are so well developed that the chest and back are lagging behind a little bit. So that's what he needs to work on, and he can certainly win pro shows. It's just a matter of the right place, right time, or maybe putting in more work. And I'm not sure exactly where he stands in the points and his status with the Olympia qualification, but good job on his part, and we want to see him do the best he can. Okay, so a good job, 212s. And just a little shout out to Guy Sister Nino. Okay, he finished sixth in the 212. He had a couple of disappointing placings in his last two showings. Okay, and he announced his retirement with this show. So he has a pretty successful career as a professional bodybuilder. He's won seven or eight pro shows, I think, which is an accomplishment which most pros would not be able to boast of. Multiple Olympia appearances and successful businessman and everything. So I'm a fan of Guy Sisternino. A lot of people hate him because he's honest and he has a bit of a aggressive demeanor, but I think he has a heart of gold, and he's a great friend from what I can see, and he's one of the most loyal people in bodybuilding, which is why he has a lot of friends in the industry and also rolls with a lot of Mr. Olympias. Okay, so like I said, I'm a fan of Guy, and congratulations to him for having such a successful career. He dedicated this appearance to John Meadows. Okay, so that is also something that is close to me and to him as well. So shout out to him for that. And I mean, he looked great on stage, right? He was shredded, peeled, and full in shape. And it's not because he was bad that he was sixth or anything like that. It was just that the other guys were better than him. So there's no knock on him as a competitor. So thank you for having a great showing and a great career, Guy, and all the best with your retirement. And I'm sure he'll be connected with the industry in a lot of ways after his retirement. So I look forward to seeing what he brings next to the industry and how he adds to it. So thank you, Guy, for everything that you've done, and keep being yourself. So that would do for my wrap up of the Texas Pro. All right, I hope you liked it and would agree with me about most of what I've said. If you have any differing opinions, if you want to get into any debates, or if you just want to let us know what you think, then drop a comment below. And again, for those who are new to bodybuilding, I hope you learned a little bit more about it. Check out my other reviews so you can learn some more about bodybuilding, and let me know what you think. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it and share it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram. My handle is Radio Protector. The link is in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time.